Hi, everybody. Good afternoon and happy Friday. Welcome to this week's KW Technology Community Weekly Webinar. This is Brenda Harrelson. Thank you all for being here. We've got a pretty full webinar for you today, so I'm going to dive right in without further ado. And we've got a guest speaker here to cover our first topic on the agenda, and his name is Paul Polanski. You may have spoken with him. He's with our support team, and he's going to share with you 5 tips to support your agents with their KW websites. Hi, Paul.
How's it going? How are y'all doing today?
We're great. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so we've got some points here that we want to hit on to make sure everybody's on the same page with these Playster websites that are coming out. So let's go through a few of these. The first thing that we want to go through is deleting sites. So you'll notice when you get onto your Playster platform here and you're looking at the sites that you can choose from, it's really easy to create a new site by clicking on that plus sign next to sites. What we are seeing people do is they're creating a new site, and they'll work on it, and then they figure out that they're getting charged for it. So then they go out and they delete their original site. So when you create that new site, it's going to give you a myrealestateplatform.com domain and not a kw.com domain like you would on your original site. When you delete that original site, the way that the system is set up is you will never get that domain back again until they get a tool built that can, bring those back and free those up. So an important thing to do here is to remember, never delete a site. It is very easy to disable the site. So you can have multiple websites on your list and only one live and active at once. So you can disable and activate as you go along. So that would be the best way to go there. If it's disabled, it's not live. It's just sitting there for you to edit, and you can launch that whenever you want to. And you just need to have one activated at once for regular agents. Also, so up until very recently with site creation, we've had once a week rollouts. So we've been seeing new sites getting created Wednesdays and Thursdays of each week, generally. Now, what they've set up is a two business day site provisioning time period. So say you get a new agent that comes into the Market Center, you'll make sure that you create them an @kw.com email address and get their MLS info into their White Pages profile. That's the required info you need for this site creation. So you get a new agent, you add that info. Within 2 business days, that agent should get the visit or go to my website button within my KW, and they can start setting up the site. There are a few one-off situations where that's not happening, but for the most part, we're seeing that happening pretty regularly. So just keep that in mind, keep an eye on it, and if you see that not happening, give us a call at support at 512-306-7191, and we can help you with that site creation.
Okay. So we're going to talk now about specialty sites, agents that have memberships with our specialty divisions, and how their site setups work.
Definitely. So with our membership divisions, KW, the luxury division, the farm and ranch division, commercial division, there's going to be some special options that are available to you. So let's start off with luxury and farm and ranch. These membership agents are actually going to get a second site available to them without charge. So the key here is that they'll have their strictly residential site that they can go with, and then in addition, we can create a new site for them, and there's special templates involved for that membership group specifically. So When you go to set up your second site, you'll see the site you currently have on the list, and we'll hit that plus sign to create the second site. It's going to walk you through an automatic process here where you're going to have some options. So for these luxury and farm and ranch sites, you're going to choose full site as opposed to single property, of course. So that's option 1. Once you choose the full site option, there's going to be a Madison luxury theme. So Madison is the template that most KW agents are going to want to go for, especially created for us. This is a luxury template based off the Madison option that we already have. So you're going to choose that template, and then it'll move on to step 3. And on the search form option is going to be the Omnibox option, which is a great search option, really. I mean, you can type a lot of things into this search, and it's going to pull up some results for you that are great. You can even type in a part of a description, and it'll pull some results for you there. So you'll select that search form. And then you got some site menu and navigation options here. It's just really the menu layout, and you can kind of customize that a little bit on this screen here. And next is going to be the basic site info. So site title, tagline, these are things that are going to be shown at the top of your website on the home page, and totally customizable, and also where you're going to put your logo in as well.
Okay, and for farm and ranch, pretty similar, but
very similar,
slightly different.
Definitely. So you're going to start off with that plus sign, just like you did with your luxury site, and that's going to create the second site for you to start customizing. It's going to take you through that automatic process for site creation. Now you're going to have a farm and ranch site option. Whereas luxury, we went to full site, you're going to see this farm and ranch site option. That's what we're going to choose here. Now we're going to do the site design option again. So this is going to be very similar. Just choose the site design here, the special KW Farm and Ranch Properties theme.
And this is also based on the Madison design?
It is based on the Madison template as well. Okay. Definitely. They made this template for us. It just really brands KW on there and makes for a great look and search. Again, we have the Omnibox option here, just like with luxury. You're going to see this Omnibox search on most KW sites that you're going to see on Playster. Same thing with site menu navigation. You're going to kind of customize the menu layout that you want. Remember, all of these menu options and site info, these are things you can go back and customize later on as well if you change your mind about things or want to add things. Yeah, same thing with site info. This is where the site title, tagline, you can put your farm and ranch logo in here, or any logo, really.
Okay, and then what about our commercial agents?
Okay, commercial is going to be handled a little differently. So commercial agents are going to get one site. So whereas luxury and farm and ranch, you get an additional site, this is going to be a single website. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the plus sign, and we got to create a second site. When you do that, you're going to have a commercial site option. This is, with farm and ranch and luxury and all these things, it's all based on having that designation on your KW profile. So as long as you have that designation, it's going to flag in the Playster system, and you'll have these unique options as you go through. So we're going to select commercial site here. And there is a special template set up here for commercial agents. Again, search form, it's the Omnibox, just the general search or selection that we have here for them. And again, site menu navigation, totally customizable here. Same thing with basic site info. So title, tagline, this is where you can put your commercial logo in and get that started. Now, once you're done with all these steps, there's something to remember for commercial sites here. Because you can go through and customize this, but so we created a second site for the commercial option. That means that you're going to have 2 sites on your list of sites. The thing to remember here is you don't get 2 sites at once. So you have to make sure that whichever one you want live, you disable the other one. So if you have your base site already live and you're setting up your commercial site, you have to disable that commercial site and activate, or sorry, you have to disable your original site and then activate your commercial after that.
Because only one can be active at one time. Okay, thank you so much. And as we suspected, we've gotten some questions that have come in. So we're just going to take a moment and look at them in the order that they came in and answer the ones that we can. So could you, the charge domain, so Gail's asking the charge domain, do you mean the one that's not KW.com? That would be my real estate?
Correct.
Site?
Mm-hmm.
MyRealEstateSite.com?
Yes. So that's the base domain that comes with these Clayster sites. Our original sites are going to have .kw.com domains. But yeah, if you create a new site, it will have a My Real Estate Platform domain attached to it, which you can then set up on any domain you want. You'd go get a domain from GoDaddy and customize a domain there and get that set up.
Okay. A question about IDX paperwork required for new agents. So in most cases, we have that taken care of before the websites are provisioned.
Generally, what we're seeing is that Clayster is reaching out to the office. So in most cases, this paperwork is going to have to get done one way or another. The MLS requires a data agreement in most MLSs. It's just generally they're reaching out to the office directly and kind of getting it taken care of beforehand. So that's generally what's going to happen. If not, they can definitely help you with any of that at their support line.
Okay, and a common question that for agents that have been with Keller Williams for years that don't have a KW.com address, do they need to have a KW.com address in order for them to be able to get this website?
So you definitely have to have an @kw.com email address in place. Now, this is Google Apps for Business, so if you decide that you don't want to use it, that's not a big deal at all. You create it, and then you can forward it into the email address that you really like, or, I mean, you can just forget about it after that. It doesn't mean you have to use it. It just has to be created in there in your account.
Okay. And that looks like maybe some specific here. A non-commercial site, some non-commercial sites are displaying both residential and commercial properties. Is there a way to remove the commercial properties from residential sites?
That should be an option. I know there's a lot of customization in these search properties, and you should be able to filter those out of your search results through the website admin tool. You just have to take a look at that and see what options you have there. But yes, I do believe you can filter out commercial listings.
Okay. And if you're having trouble with that on a specific website basis, the email address you see on the screen will get you in touch with folks at Playster who are dedicated to help our agents. And you could send them the URL of the website and they can get in there and try to find out why that's happening.
Definitely, and they can help you with any questions you have on these sites. They're very knowledgeable and can walk you through just about anything here.
Okay, let's see. Can we create a luxury page on our main site instead of choosing one or the other? by, I guess, restricting the properties that show there to be above a certain price point?
I think you
Should
can
be
definitely
doable.
do that. You know, there's totally customizable pages here that you can, you know, work on and make look just how you want. And then there's a way to definitely set up a search that is limited to luxury properties or something like that that you could use especially for one page or another.
Okay. So if you are a residential agent and you also are a commercial member, can you only have one site active at once and not both?
Yes,
That's
you can only have the one site. I mean, it is possible to get that second site, but there will be a charge for it.
okay. Um, okay, then just some specific requests that we will forward on to our counterparts at Playster. Okay, one other question. Is there a way to remove the rental tab on the Omnibox that you know of?
I've looked at this a little bit, and I have not found a way to remove that rental option. But that might be something to call into Playster support just to get the full answer. You know, they're going to know the best answer on that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, other agents are chiming in that they've had several asks to have that removed. Okay, well, that's something that we will file away, and we'll ask too. This is one of those questions where we'll find out the answer and get back to all of you, so you can get those answers out to agents in your market centers. Okay. If we didn't answer your question on the air, then we will get back to you by email because it's that specific that we'll do some digging and get back to you. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Paul. Any other last words of advice or wisdom?
Not much, except just have fun with your website, and there's a lot you can do with it. You know, just totally customizable. So, you know, go with it.
Yeah. Yep. And just keep sending in the questions. The more we move forward with this, the more we can help get it fine-tuned and work out some of these kinks that we're seeing. Okay. Well, thank you, Paul. And you're getting some thank yous from the audience.
Well, definitely thank y'all. And if y'all have any further questions that y'all have, y'all can always call us at KW support at 512-306-7191. And just in case y'all don't have it, Playster has a direct support line, and that is 1-800-713-8068.
Okay, I just sent that out to everybody through the questions module. All right. Okay, so if you have any other questions, go ahead and type them in. We also have Kevin, who is silently joined the webinar helping answer questions, so he can keep that going while we move forward with the rest of today's content. So let's talk a little bit about CGI. This past Monday, July 25th, was my CGI day, the big kickoff for the Career Growth Initiative across all of our US and Canada market centers. So you probably know that we had some issues with that phone call. The audio was pretty bad, and John redid the phone call later that day, and that call got recorded. So I'm going to show you how to get that recording if you have not found it already. But that was the first of a series of calls. This will be a weekly event that every Monday at 1 o'clock Central Time, John Davis is going to be leading a 30-minute call on the Career Growth Initiative system and all of the tools. So this past week's call was really about the vision for the CGI, and next Monday's call is going to dig down a little bit deeper into how all of it works. It's so important that every agent has the opportunity to engage in the CGI. We're actually seeing signs. It's going to be different depending on where you are geographically, but the signs are imminent that a shift is coming, and we want to help our agents shift-proof their businesses and be ready for that. So we're seeing things like pending home sales are down. This is the first time that's happened in a while. Yes, while interest rates are low right now, we don't know what will happen after November's election. We are definitely seeing slowdowns in the luxury market. So although we have 20,000 associates who've already entered their goals in the CGI calculator, we want to make sure every agent has the chance to do that. So to get last week's recording or last Monday's recording, it is on KWUCONNECT. If you type in CGI kick off, just like that, as two separate words, it should be the first item that comes up in the search results. And also going back to that page, please make sure your leadership is aware that when they go into KWUCONNECT and they look at the Career Growth Initiative page, as they scroll down, they'll have a whole separate section of that page that's only visible to leadership, and that's where they can find out that phone number to join the conference call this coming Monday and every Monday forward. There's also a link to download the CGI Market Center implementation plan. That's a great document that will help them get set up for success. So having a strategy and making sure all of the agents are using the calculator. They've got the workshop running in the Market Center. So everything an MCA or team leader, whoever is really in charge of running the CGI in the Market Center needs. And again, as the local technology advocates and experts in the Market Centers, you can really help be a leader, making sure that all agents are getting through that calculator, understand how to use the tools, and then you could even see if you can partner with your team leader or a productivity coach to coach agents on really, technology shouldn't be a barrier to them meeting their goals. So you can help guide them to the best tool in their arsenal, whether it's a KW technology tool or any tool that they can use in order to meet their goals. So again, we definitely appreciate the leadership you've shown thus far and will continue to show, helping our agents reach their business goals and really build the future that they envision for themselves and for their families. So we've gotten some questions time to time on UPSTREAM, what's going on with UPSTREAM. We now have a landing page on MyKW that you may or may not be aware of that will answer all of those questions for you. So it also has these visuals, which you can download, and some verbiage that you can use to talk about UPSTREAM in your market centers. So first of all, if this is brand new to you, just an overarching statement. We've been talking about innovation and disrupting the industry. That applies to the way listing data is managed as well. So straight out of the mouth of our CEO, Chris Heller, he has said, quote, "The real estate industry is changing because it needs to change. The way we search for properties is broken, and part of the reason is because the way our industry shares data is broken." So you may know that there are more than 800 different MLS organizations just across the US, and every single one of them stores and distributes real estate data across the web, and they don't all do it the same way. And it looks messy, but this is even a simplified version of just what a generic flow of listing information looks like. It's pretty chaotic, it's confusing, and it often leads to the distribution of inaccurate information. This broken system has fragmented the real estate industry, and it's really reduced the negotiating power we have. So where UPSTREAM comes in, and this is a system that's vision is one centralized database where agents enter, store, modify, and distribute their listing information where they choose to distribute it. UPSTREAM is not an MLS. It's not an MLS vendor. It's a technology platform that's being built. It's actually being alpha tested right now by 4 of our market centers. Well, it's being tested in 5 different MLSs, and in each of those 5 MLSs, there are various brokerages participating, and we have 4 of our top market centers representing 4 of those MLSs. This platform is being built so agents can enter, store, modify, and distribute their listing data. It's also not a consumer-facing website, so it's not going to compete with syndication sites. It really is in place to accelerate the the effectiveness and overall feature and product delivery. So where you can learn more about this is on My KW. If you click on the education menu, there's an industry development item. This is what that landing page looks like. On the left side, you'll see industry initiatives. Click on the engage button, and that's going to take you to a landing page that talks all about Upstream. And that's where you can also see which of our market centers and in which MLS they belong, the ones that are participating in this alpha, this pilot. When we have more information about the next phase of this platform, we'll be updating this page, and we'll definitely be updating all of you on this call. There's also a link on that page if you want to get involved in Upstream. There's a form you can fill out that will go to your leadership and get your voice heard and have a part and a say in Upstream. What's also brand new this week is the Upstream organization has launched their own website. This is another place you can go to get information and the latest updates on what is happening with this initiative. So it's upstreamre.com. And what is exciting is that Inman News is citing Upstream as one example of the real estate industry finally disrupting itself instead of being disrupted by outsiders. And it's really cool that Keller Williams is a part of this. Our own Carrie Sylvester sits on the board of Upstream, and as always, as she always has and always will, continue to push the My Listings, My Leads philosophy and influence Upstream in supporting that. And if you'll be at Megatech, you'll hear more about it there and after the event for sure. So speaking of upcoming events, it's not far off. The week after next is Mega Camp and the technology related events happening that week that you should be aware of if you'll be there or if you haven't registered yet and still want to. We've got technology masterminds going on Wednesday morning. It's all morning from 8 to 12. Mega Tech or Mega Technology Camp is that same day. It is in the afternoon from 1:30 to 5:30. And that, again, that's always about what are the trends and the vision, where are we headed, what's the future of real estate. You've heard us talking a lot about what Josh Team, our Chief Innovation Officer, is here to do, and he is here to make sure that KW, as I just said, is the disruptor. We're not being disrupted, we are doing the disrupting. We're the one making that change. And he'll talk about what our new platform and vision for that looks like to keep us ahead. And then I noticed a big typo in it, but the ambassador session for MC Techs and ambassadors is happening Thursday morning from 9 to 11 in the morning. And that is going to be on the 4th level of the convention center in Ballroom E. So if you're a member of our KW Technology community, meaning you are listed as an ambassador in your intranet and or you are designated as your market center's MC Tech, then you're welcome to be at that session. And this is going to be more of a mastermind format where, again, you'll meet Josh Team, you'll hear from Steve Peterschmidt, he's our Chief Technology Officer, and together they are leading KW's future real estate model and building the future platform that is going to be powered by 140,000 and counting agents. And you'll get to hear really what that looks like, and then we'll mastermind around that. What does that mean for you, for your agents, and how all of you can continue to be leaders and help bring all of the agents onto that platform and really make the most of it. And help that mindset about being in a constant state of change is not going to go away. Things are going to continue to change at a faster rate, and just so how we can continue to keep business running smoothly and looking at the new tools that become available to us and adopt those into our businesses. Oops. Sorry about that. I have lost our place in the slides. One moment, I have lost the slide that shows what webinars we have coming up. I'm not sure where it went. So I will just tell you what those are. We have our Monday webinar series will continue in August. August 1st will be Systems for Success. Kevin, as you know, is our Monday webinar presenter. So he'll be talking about KW video and how that can work with your KW website. We won't have a Monday webinar or a Friday webinar the week of August 8th because we'll be preparing for and making MegaCamp happen. But we'll be back the following week on Monday, August 15th. That will be our Internet Lead Generation webinar. That's a series that will continue to do the second business Monday of every month throughout this year. The third Monday is going to be the spotlight on KW technology, and that is a surprise topic, which we'll tell you about after MegaCamp. That's one of our new exciting platforms that's coming. And then we'll wrap up the month on August 29th. Kevin will be bringing on some guests from the Portsmouth, New Hampshire Market Center who have really found success with social media and the 8x8 campaign. You're going to hear how one of those agents capped within 52 days and had some other incredible results. So be sure to be there for that webinar. And I will close with our fun fact of the week, and that is on this date in 1958, NASA was created. So it is 58 years old today. So happy birthday to NASA. All right. So for those of you that want to jump off, it is 2:30 Central Time on the dot. Have a wonderful afternoon and a great weekend. Otherwise, if you have a question, we'll do our best to answer them right now on the air or through chat if it's very specific. So thanks again, everybody. And Paul, thanks again for being here.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.